Hi loves! Welcome back to Fun Fashion YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to make this fluffy double bubble flared dress step by step. We already have about 2 of this style on the channel, but some requested for this double bubble effect and I listened. This dress is very stylish. It is that kind of dress that makes you look younger and chic, and it is beginner friendly. Please do well to like this video, subscribe to my channel and drop me a nice comment. Now let's dive into the tutorial. For this project, I am using 3 yards of lightweight crepe. You can use duchess, you can use chiffon, you can use any lightweight fabric that can drape, okay? And then 1 yard of lining. I am going to be using white lining for this project to demonstrate, because if I use the same color of lining, I might not be able to show you the difference, okay? So for the purpose of this tutorial, I am using 1 yard of white lining. But if you're making for yourself, make use of red lining, okay? So let's start cutting the main fabric before we cut the lining piece. So I'll fold the entire 3 yards of crepe into 2 equal parts. So when I fold into 2, I am going to fold in bias form, like so. So now that I have folded in bias form, I am going to come here and mark 4 inches. So you can mark 4 inches, you can mark 5 or 6, depending on how much you want at the neckline. If you're going to be pleating the neckline, you have to mark more than 4 inches. And from there, I have to check if what I have at the bust is also up to my bust measurement. So I'm going to mark my chest line. This is my shoulder to chest line of 7.5. So I'll come under there and check if what I have under there is up to my bust circumference, okay? And my bust circumference is 36 inches. So I have more than 36 inches here, okay? That means here is okay for me. But if after marking these 4 inches, I realized that what I have at my chest line is not up to my bust circumference, what I am going to do is to come down by 5 instead of 4 inches, okay? What I am going to mark now is the length of my dress, okay? Now the full length of my dress is 33 inches, okay? So I am going to mark from shoulder to the half length of the upper part of my dress, okay? And to get the shoulder to the upper part of my dress, that is where you are going to be fixing your elastic. You measure from your shoulder to where you want the elastic to be at, okay? For mine, I have 22 inches. That is where I want my elastic to be at. If you want yours to be at your hip line, you can bring it down to your hip line, okay? I want mine to be at 22 inches. You have to measure yours to know where you want yours to be, okay? So what I am going to do now is to add 8 inches to the half length for the bubble effect, okay? You can add more than 8 inches. You can add less than 8 inches. If you want one that is not much bubbled like this, you can add 6 inches, okay? If you want it to be like mine, you add 8 inches. If you want it to be more than mine, you can add 10 to 12 inches, depending on how much bubble effect you want for your dress, okay? So I am going to add 8 inches to mine. That means I have 30 inches, okay? So I'm going to cut the upper part 30 inches. Remember that this 8 inches is just the bubble effect that we added. Our half length is still 22 inches, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and mark this 30 inches, all right? Let me take this again. The full length of my dress is 33 inches, but where I want the upper part to start from is at 22 inches. And because this upper part has bubble effect, that is balloon effect, I added extra 8 inches to that my half length for the bubble effect, okay? So I am going to go ahead and mark 30 inches, all right, from that line that I marked. So the next measurement I'm going to mark is my shoulder to waist line for the back, okay, where I want the back to start from. If you want your back to start from the shoulder line, you can make it start from the shoulder line, but I want my back to start from 14 inches, okay? So I'll go ahead and mark 14 inches. That is where I want my back to start from. If you want, you can bring it up to 10 inches, or you can still take it down anywhere you want yours to start from. All right, so I want mine to start from 14 inches. All right, but I'm going to be adding extra 1.5 inches for the elastic casing, because there will be elastic at the back. Okay, so I'll add extra 1.5 for the elastic casing. Then I'll go ahead and cut out my pattern. All right, starting from the neckline, I'll cut. Then I'll cut the full length. So I am going to take off one piece because I have two pieces here. So I'll take off one piece. That will be the front piece. All right, then I'll cut out the back piece. I'll fold the front piece back and give it an opening here. So the opening depends on your choice. I want to mark down ½ inch here, then depth of 3.5. okay, depends on whatever you want. You can make this to come down if you want it to come down. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out. So this is what I want. Let me open it up. Okay, so this is how I want the front to be like. Okay, I'll keep that aside so that I can cut the down part, because this is just the top. Okay, let me cut the down part. I am going to be using the lining piece to cut the down part. Okay, so I'll fold the entire 1 yard of fabric into 2 equal parts. Then I'll fold in bias form like so. Okay, you can notice that one part is on fold while here is not on fold. All right, so what I am going to do now is to note down my hip measurement. Okay, my hip measurement is 40. So I'm going to add extra 10 to 12 inches to the hip measurement. Okay, you can add more than 10 inches. Okay, so that means I have 50 inches. I am going to divide this 50 inches by 3.14, because this is 180 degrees flay. So you divide by 3.14. All right, so when I divide 50 by 3.14, I have 15.9. okay, so I'll go ahead and mark down 15.9 like so. All right, on the lining piece. So what I have here is my hip circumference plus 10 inches divided by 3.14 is what I have marked down here. Okay, from this triangle. All right, what I am going to do now is to complete the full length of my dress. All right, remember that when we were cutting out the full length of this dress, we minus 22 inches. That means that the upper part of this dress is 22 inches. The 8 inches that we added is just for the bubble effect. Okay, so that means that my upper part will start from 22 inches. Okay, so I am going to go ahead now and complete the full length of my dress. Okay, so that means I am going to take out 22 inches from my tape. That is the measurement for the upper part of the dress to get the full length of the dress now. All right, so I have 33 inches. I'll mark down 33 inches. So now I'll go ahead and cut out the lining piece. I'll go ahead and notch the folded parts of the lining piece. That will also be the side. Okay, so this is what I have. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to cut out the fabric that will be on top of this lining. Okay, and to cut out the fabric, I'll get the remaining fabric. All right, and then measure what I have as the skirt length. Okay, I have 11 inches here, so I am going to add extra 3 inches to this length for the bubble effect at the hemline of this dress. Okay, that means I have 14 inches. All right, so I am going to cut the fabric to 14 inches. All right, so I'll go ahead and fold the fabric. So I'll go ahead and mark 14 inches. That means I added just 3 inches to the full length of this skirt. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut it out. So the width depends on how full you want the skirt to be. Okay, so you can cut this as much as you want. If you have more fabric, you can cut more fabric and join it to it. So let me cut out more fabric and join. You can see I have already joined my fabric to make it as long as I want. Okay, you can make the width as much as you have fabric. Okay, depending on how much fullness you want to achieve for the down part. Okay, if you want your skirt to be full, just make sure that the fabric that you're using to turn the skirt is much more wider than the down part of this 180 degrees flare. Okay, so I'll keep the skirt aside so that we can concentrate first on the upper part. All right, this is the front piece and the back piece. So I'll get the back piece and then go over to my sewing machine and fold in this 1.5 inches, okay, for the elastic casing. I want to also facing the V neckline. You can pipe the neckline if you want to pipe the neckline, but I want to cut out facing. So now this is the back piece. Okay, can you see I have already created the elastic casing, and this is the front. I have also turned the V neckline. Okay, this is what it looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to fix in the elastic into the casing that I have created. Okay, I'll get the elastic and divide my waist circumference by 2. My waist is 28 inches. When I divide by 2, I have 14 inches. I am going to take out 2 inches from the 14 inches. That means I am cutting this to 12 inches, okay? So I'll go ahead and cut out 12 inches. I want the elastic to stretch into the waist circumference, okay? So I'll go ahead and fix it into the casing that I have created. So what I am going to do now is to join the back and the front pieces together. Okay, so I'll go ahead and join them together by the sides. All right, from the hemline to the waist line where the elastic started from. Okay, so I'll go over to my sewing machine now and join the 2 sides. You can see that I have already joined the front and the back pieces together. Okay, and I went ahead to press the seam lines open. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to fold the sides of the front. Okay, so I'll go over to my sewing machine now and fold in the sides, okay, with 1/2 inch. I'll just fold and run straight stitch to hold it down, okay, on both sides. So this is what it looks like after folding the sides. I want to pleat the neckline a little bit. Okay, this is the neckline of the front. If you had wanted more pleats, you make sure that you add extra allowance while cutting. Okay, so I'll just add 1 single pleat because I want the neckline to be a little bit smaller. So what I am going to do now is to fix in the strip that I had already created to the neckline. Okay, I left a space here where I will be fixing the front piece, so I'll go on now and pin it down. So this is what it looks like. I am going to go over to my sewing machine and top stitch on this part, okay, to hold the strip down on the bodice. Okay, so we are done with the upper part. We are going to continue with the down part of the dress. Okay, so I'll get the down part. So this is the long piece that we joined together. Okay, remember, so I have gone ahead to pleat one part of the long piece, okay, into the skirt measurements. Remember that we used white lining to cut the skirt part of this dress. Okay, so this is the skirt part. I had to pleat the pieces into the measurement of the down part of this skirt. Okay, so this is it. So if I should fold it into 2, so you can see that it is up to the width of the down part of this skirt. So what I am going to do now, I'll go ahead and join it together at the down part of this skirt. This is the skirt after joining to the lining piece. Okay, I am going to go ahead now and pleat the other side into the measurements of this top part. Okay, so this is what it looks like after pleating the top. Okay, so what I am going to do now is to join the lining piece and the main fabric together. All right, you can see that the bubble effect has already formed. Okay, I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and join the lining piece and the main fabric together. But before I will join this part together, I am going to join the sides, the main fabric to the main fabric, and then lining to the lining. Okay, so this is what it looks like after joining the side. Okay, so I'm going to flip to the right side. So I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now and join the lining and the fabric together. Okay, so this is the skirt after joining to the lining piece. Okay, you can see the inside is neat. So I'm going to go ahead now and join it to the top. That is the upper part of the dress, and this is the upper part of the dress. Okay, and as you can see, the upper part is wider than the skirt. It is wider than the skirt. So I am going to pleat the top part into 52 inches. That is the wideness of the skirt. Okay, so I'll go over to my sewing machine now and pleat. You can pleat, you can also gather. So after pleating the top, that is the upper part of the dress, this is what it looks like. Okay, so I have pleated it into the same measurements with the skirt, as you can see. So what I am going to do now is to join them together. Okay, so I'll get the skirt, I'll get the side. This is the side that has joining, so I'll also pin it to the side that has joining on the top. Okay, so I'll pin it all round. I am going to go ahead now and join them together. Okay, and I will also weave this part. So this is it after joining the half length together. All right, so this is what it looks like from the right side. So the next thing we are going to do now is to fix in elastic on this joining. Okay, I am going to cut this elastic to 25 inches. My waist circumference is 28, but I am taking off 3 inches from my actual waist circumference. Okay, I want the elastic to stretch into my waist circumference. Okay, so I'll cut out 25 inches. So I'm going to go ahead now and stitch the elastic down on the half length. Okay, and that's it. Our flayed bubble dress is ready. If you enjoyed this tutorial or learned something new, please like this video, share and subscribe. Please send me thanks by clicking on the thanks button under this video and choose any option you can gift me with in order to support my channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.